it can open your eyes up or it can really hurt you. You know, when all you ever lived in has been that chair right there, that's all you know. But once you go outside this room, you see there's more life in that chair, and then you got to come back to that chair, then you're dissatisfied with it. And you know, because of the bootleg alcohol, a lot of people had violent tendencies and traits that people now just don't exhibit. I mean, I can remember a time when you couldn't look at a guy without him wanting to go up on you. I mean, you just look eye to eye at a person. I mean, it was just really intense. Yeah. But, you know, all those people just about killed each other off, you know, so they're back on. And the kids nowadays, I hate it. They got the pants dragging down to here, 9 earrings on, you know, and I hate that so badly. But at least they're not like they used to be, you know, they're not just got a gun in every pocket and stuff, you know. But it's, I don't know. For me, it's really frustrating to see that. I hate it.
What about law enforcement when there'd be a shooting here in the Norris community or domestic violence? What would the police chief have done 40 years ago, 50 years ago, or 30 years ago if something like that happened?
Well, if it was, they had, he wasn't a policeman because he didn't have a uniform. But there was this guy, his name was Mr. Johnson, okay, and Mr. Johnson, he didn't have a squad car, nothing. They just called him up and said, listen, we're gonna give you this badge and, you know, whatever you got. And we want you to, if something happens down in the Norris community, you call us and let us know. So his primary job was to keep people in this area down. If he would go across town at the Dairy Queen and try to arrest some white kid for speeding, it wasn't going to happen. He could only arrest blacks or bring them up to City Hall where they get beat up and then sent back. One of the two. That changed with Mr. W. Booth. He was chief of police and he brought in some new changes. He had uniform, patrol cars, and the whole thing. But for the most part, it was still considered a black-on-black crime. And they come to who did it? Is he dead? Well, okay, we'll see what we can do. And they drive off. I witnessed a shooting at the cafe down here. A guy was standing up outside the porch. They had an argument an hour or so ago. The guy went home, got a 14 shotgun, came back, stood in the street, and bam, shot him. Knocked him back into the building on a bench. So we ran inside, met some friends of ours, and he was just bleeding and out his mouth. So we went around the corner to a payphone, called the police, and called the ambulance. It was 9 o'clock when this happened. When they got there, it was 10:20. The guy sat there and bled, so we tried to pick him up. We were afraid to move him, didn't know. So he later died, but we always felt that if they would have gotten to him in time, he probably would have saved his life. But that was just one example of what happened. If it was a black-on-black crime, it was just very well done. Because I think there was a concerted effort to just eliminate those people. Now, it's not like that now, but we're talking 50 years ago, okay? A long, long time ago.
And just the whites, police just, you know, probably didn't care.
Didn't care.
And the justice system is just black-on-black.
Black-on-black crime, yeah. Just didn't care. I mean, they knew about it, and you know, they didn't investigate it or really try to find the culprits. It just happened, and you know, unless it was just obvious or the guy turned himself in, something like that. We've got crimes that happened. There was a lady that was murdered over here and tied, you know, hog tied, and they hadn't found her yet. 2 people been drowned in pools. Nobody knows. So the word in Norris community about Commerce Police Department, unless they ride up on it, they ain't gonna catch nothing. So we had a guy around here one time, he was just going around writing license plate numbers all over the place. Church doors, cars. The whole summer long, he'd write down license numbers. Nobody could catch him. I mean, everybody knew who it was. And the police could not even, so, you know, I don't know.
Were there ever cases of white teenagers driving through the Norris community and throwing rocks or hollering obscenities? A long time ago. Or were the roads too bad for them to?
The roads were pretty bad. When whites came here, it was for two reasons. Drugs and prostitution, one or two. And that was it. There was no reason to be in this part of town. It either drugs or prostitution. And that was, I'm talking 1960. Yeah. So, but all those things changed during about 66, 67 with integration. It opened up whole new doors, different avenues, and within 2 years, it had changed.
That fast?
That fast, yeah. Yeah, that fast. From 66 to about 68, 69, still a little bit of animosity back and forth, but it more changed within those 3 years than they had been in the 30 years before it. It just really just took off.
Do you attribute that to LBJ and the civil rights legislation? And I guess you could trace it back further, but did that come at the national level, and then, you know, that was in response to the civil rights movement?
Yeah, I do. I think that initiative was very important for simply changing people's minds about things. Some of it was beginning to happen anyway, slowly, but that really changed it, you know, it really changed it. I think people were ready for a change. They wanted a change. And it just slowly happened, you know. Yeah.
Look, you need to
I'm
go.
gonna need to go for that, to catch the lunch. But,
Okay. Well, why don't we,
you guys,
do you want to write, are you in the luncheon?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
You
Okay.
wanna come back
Well,
later?
I'll just stay and talk a little about the marker, and
okay.
then we'd like to come back again and do a tour, and
And
you're,
anytime you want.
do you have some, are you available for lunch? You want to come lunch with us?
Where are you going?
We're going to go to Max and meet some of my colleagues. I mentioned that I was going to try to bring you along.
I certainly will. I will go with you.
Good, all right.